recognition all over the world. But from South India, if you see, if anybody wants to go on a tour, and if you talk about any tour packages, these are the countries which come first to their mind. Similarly, when you go on a domestic operations, if you see Delhi, Goa, Kerala, so these three destinations come into their mind because they've been often spoken by various families and children, and the brand has been well created for the best of the products. Coming back to our organization, Parveen Travels has a 25% of workforce in our corporate office in women employees. We keep encouraging more and more employees on women. We have various schemes and to encourage the women for life. This is one of it, where Parveen Travels has always taken the extra step to make women feel safer and privileged during the journey with us. As a trendsetter in the industry, we have launched Respect Women for Life, an awareness initiative to improve travel standards for women customers. This initiative shall not only enhance safety standards, but also encourage women to take necessary steps for a better life tomorrow. What are the support and the follow-ups we have on the buses where we send, we have weekend operations, women special buses, where only the total bus is filled up only the women. So there's, except for the driver and the conductor, the rest are all only women passengers. So we have a background verified and trained crew, GPS tracking in all the vehicles, display of driver details on board, CCTV surveillance in all vehicles, seat preferences for female customers, women emergency helpline number. So these things encourage women, more women to travel. We have the Driver Training Academy, where we train about 3,000 drivers every year, and we also give them employment in various companies. So this is one segment where the PDTA has the women drivers. So the women drivers are trained by women trainees, and proper procedural training is given, and we also provide them job in various institutions. We also work towards
Here's a question.
Initiative.
How much cleaner are battery electric cars?
We plant about 5 lakh saplings every year through Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Foundation. So every passenger who is traveling in our buses, we plant a sapling through this foundation every year. Next.
Here's a question. How much cleaner are battery electric cars compared to gasoline-powered cars?
Vehicles.
To find out, the Union of Concerned Scientists studied the total global warming.
Go back.
Here's a question. How much cleaner are battery electric cars compared to gasoline-powered cars? To find out, the Union of Concerned Scientists studied the total global warming emissions of each vehicle throughout every stage of its life, from manufacturing to driving to disposal. And there's a big difference. Both cars start out on the assembly line with similar parts made of raw materials like steel and aluminum. For a gasoline car, this manufacturing and assembling stage generates about 7 tons of emissions. Battery electric cars, meanwhile, are powered by, you guessed it, a large battery. This requires more energy and materials to produce for an 84-mile range battery electric car, bringing its emissions tally up to roughly 8 tons. But what happens when they hit the road? Gas-powered cars produce pollution with every gallon of gas they burn, with even more emissions coming from extracting, refining, and transporting the fuel to gas stations. Electric cars, on the other hand, run on electricity, which can be much cleaner than gasoline, depending on how the electricity is made. 2/3 of Americans live in regions where charging an electric car produces fewer global warming emissions than driving even a 50-mile-per-gallon gasoline car. By the end of their lives, the average gas car will rack up 57 tons of global warming emissions, compared to 28 tons for a battery electric car. Disposing and recycling each car adds less than 1 ton of emissions. And remember that electric car battery? It can be recycled or reused. In the final tally, an 84-mile range battery electric car cuts global warming emissions by more than 50% compared with a similar-sized gas-powered car. making up for the battery's manufacturing emissions within 1 year of driving. And as the country adds more and more renewable sources of electricity, driving electric will get even better. So there you have it, straight from the engineers at the Union of Concerned Scientists. Electric cars, clean and getting cleaner.
Well, we have also planned to go green, and we have in near future planning for going in, replacing all the buses on